For those of you born under the animal sign of the dog, it is said that you completely clash with the year of the wood dragon in 2024. So many astrology websites out there say that this is going to be a terrible year for you. Now, is this true? You will find out. So if you're born under the animal sign of the dog, dogs in dragon year is said to 犯太歲 or 沖太歲, means clashing with the grand duke. So they actually have a term for it. It's called 歲破. So, well, according to all the astrology books, they said, oh my God, this is going to be a terrible year. You're clashing with the grand dukes. There's going to be accidents, loss of wealth, loss of relationships, a lot of bad shit happening. Listen, this is not true. A clash basically means that there are abrupt changes, okay? Or changes that you're not exactly prepared for. That's about it. But the question is, will this change for the better or will this change for the worse? Well, before I answer this question, let me ask you something. How many of you here like surprises? How many of you like surprises? Some people I like a birthday surprise. I like this birthday presents. I like surprises. Some people, no, I don't like surprises. I don't like surprises because, they shock me, I'm not prepared for it. Here's the thing. You only like surprises that are beneficial to you, right? The surprises that you don't like are called problems. Think about it, right? So, in this case here, it's very similar to the clash of Grand Duke for the year. That's what the year breaker, the 歲破 means. So, if in 2024, there are surprises that you don't like, meaning you're not prepared for or you didn't initiate, you will find it a bit problematic throughout the year, okay? But if you are prepared, you are looking forward to it, you are in fact the one initiating these changes, then 2024 is going to be a year filled with pleasant surprises that might work your way. Because this is still a year that you actually have two positive stars, one of which is called the national treasure. Now, national treasure means power and authority. It's the ability to approve things and ability to decide the fortunes of people. So it's a very high-ranking officer's imperial seal. So in this case here, it means that in 2024, you might have opportunities for you to actually take on very important new roles, right? Transforming the lives of the people that matter to you and affecting the people who work under you or with you. So if you take on these roles, you decide to do it, and you obviously shoulder more responsibilities, then obviously it's going to be a pleasant surprise. It might not be as easy as, other years, but in the end, it's going to be a positive change for you because you are directing that change. So where is this change going to take place? Well, mostly has something to do with your investments and your career or business. So in this aspect of life, there will be a lot of opportunities for you to decide, okay, do I want to change my roles in my work? Do I want to change my position? Do I want to change my structure, the way I operate, the way I run my business? So one of the things a national treasure star is good for is financial optics. So my suggestion is that if you are managing the organization, try to actually look into the financial optics of it. Financial optics is not doing your accounts, okay? It's the ability to convert numbers into information that is useful to decide on what you need to do or strategies to change for the entire organization. Now, if you say, I don't know how to do that, well, it's time for you to learn. If you acquire the said skill, you will be able to open up new doors to new higher ranking positions and more wealth opportunities moving your way, okay? Now, there is a star called Month Emptiness, which is super good. I really like this star because it's able to convert any major catastrophe into smaller issues, okay? So if this is the year that if you think about, there are major decisions that you need to make, right? Some people might be moving houses, changing residence, moving country, or changing a job, for example. And there will be a lot of, uncertainties. Well, this will be a better year to do it than other years because this star reduces a lot of inconvenience. It sort of dampens a lot of unnecessary, hassles because home basically means big problem turn to small issues or small issues turn to nothing, okay? So even if there are issues, arguments and disputes with other people, this year if you take a proactive stance, you might be able to dissolve a lot of long lingering problems over the years and maybe diminish it or eliminate it all at once. And that also applies to aspects of your health. Now you may say, but this is clashing with grandeur. Precisely my point. Because there might be some elective surgery that you might want to take on. There might be some detox that you want to go through and you've been putting it off for a lot of times because you say you got no time. Well, this will be the year to do it, okay? This will be the year to go through that process and renew your health. Now, there is a star called Great Consumer. Every time the year breaker comes in, it's called the Great Consumer Star. The Great Consumer Star basically means in the old days, it's poor choice. It means lose a lot of money. Now listen, you can only lose a lot of money if you are not conscious about your spending, you don't have financial planning, or you're not prepared. There's no, emergency bucket. So it would be a great year for you because we said earlier on that this is a great year for financial planning, right? Let's look at how you allocate your income. If you have not already done so, you have not someone already done so, you should this year really take this opportunity to allocate how you want to work out your finances. Maybe 50% for your living expenses, 10% for emergency, 10% for investment, 10% for learning, 10% for recreational activities and so forth. You have to plan this out because when you do this, then you can avoid or mitigate any possible great consumer or clash of your wealth happening for you, okay? It does not mean that you suddenly have this big drop unless you're not careful, unless you are just listening to a lot of advice from people who've never made money in their life, and then you're just like listening to the news and following the herd mentality, then unfortunately this star will then exert its role. But if you're careful, if you do your financial studies, right, you do your homework, then this part cannot affect you so much, all right? Now, the leopard tail basically means offending people. I wouldn't really bother about this when it comes to the dog position because you know what? A lot of people are too afraid of offending people and don't spend enough time working on themselves to become better. Listen, you can't walk on eggshells all the time. There are bound to be some cynical people, some assholes out there whose entire day is spent just on trying to talk bad about you, okay? So what, right? Doesn't matter. You have bigger things to do. Remember, if you focus on you being better, these people will just disappear eventually. So don't worry, okay? Now, let's go into details what the dog represents in different parts of your astrology chart. In the year of birth, month of birth, day of birth, and hour of birth, the dog represents different things. Now, if you don't know this, because this is the first video that you're watching on the 12 Animal Signs for 2024, my recommendation is go to the link that you see on the screen right now or on the description or comment section right now. Click on that and it should lead you to a site called the BaZI plotter. It should give you a full view of what you have in your year, month, day, or hour of birth. A lot more details there, okay? Each animal sign in your year, month, day, or hour tells you a different story, different perspective about your life. Now, if the dog appears in your year of birth, it is possible that 2024 is a year full of people who are sensitive around you, okay? So they are sensitive, like little bit thing you say, they get offended, right? Now, if you're one of those that are so afraid of offending people, it's going to be very hard for you to move forward this year, okay? So you want to, try your best not to offend them, but you know what? If you have to piss off one or two people to move ahead, it's totally fine. It's not going to be this, biggest obstacle in your life this year. The biggest thing that you need to watch out for is financial planning. All right, we said that. So there will be a lot of opportunities where people want to ask you for your help, your donations, your time and all that. You have to be very, very strict on how you're going to allocate your resources. That's when you have the dog in the year. If the dog is in the month, this happens for your career. That means your career will have opportunities for you to be in different roles. You might need to fire people this year because national treasure basically indicates the authority to decide people's well-being. If people's well-being, this means their job. Now, I know nobody likes to fire people, but sometimes it's not the people you hire, it's the people you don't fire that could cause you your downfall. Don't you think so? So if you are the boss of the company, you're the boss of the team, you have to decide, do you want to let go of some people? Sometimes the person you fire should be yourself because you are the one that's obstructing the entire team. And you know that, and you're just there hanging on because you are insecure, right? So maybe this is the time you fire yourself and really look on some other roles that it's better for you. or maybe you want to develop your skill set to a higher level so that you can actually deserve the pay that you're gotten paid. So it's super important when you see that in the month of birth. This is a reflection that only you will know, okay? And now, on the day itself, in the day pillar, well, this is a relationship. There's a clash with relationship. What does that mean? Well, there could be, well, it's a time where you probably will question certain things, certain family principles, certain reasons why you're sticking together with that relationship, or why is it that you're facing this problem. A clash means changes. So yes, there could be changes. Is it going to be a bad change? Is it going to be a separation? Only you can decide that. But there will be some conflict, but sometimes conflict can lead to resolution, yes or no? So don't just allow the conflict to happen, deal with it and resolve it. That's what you need to do in order to move on. And finally, the dog in the hour pillar. Now, the hour pillar basically means your ambitions, desires. And when you have a dog there, this is possible that you might be spending a lot of money or maybe losing money in terms of investments that you don't vet through carefully. Okay, so it's not a good sign if you're someone that just base everything on hearsay. This would be a sign that it's possible to lose a lot of money. So you have to be super careful, vet through your decisions, double check, talk with people who have been there and done that. Not your friends. A lot of your friends don't know what they're doing unless they're professionals, but otherwise, best not to just listen to hearsay, okay? Especially when it comes to investments. This is super important for you. Now, if you want to know more about your astrology chart and the other characters that are in there in your astrology chart, if you want to know more about other people that are within your circle of influence, your friends, your family matters, then go to this link that you see on the screen or on the description or comment section to download the Triverse Guide for 2024. This Triverse Guide is a full outlook description of what to expect for 2024 for all the animal signs and the feng shui for the year. So check it out. It's free. You can download it and read it whenever you have free time. And also, while you're at this, join our Tribe Plus membership. This Tribe Plus membership is where you can get monthly updates on the perspective of your personal astrology chart. So it's personalized to you. So it's really, really useful. Check it out, okay? And don't forget to smash the like button right here and subscribe to this channel for more updates throughout the year. Thank you so much for watching, and here's wishing you a great year ahead.